UFC fighters. Hi guys, welcome back to Brain Sight. We bring the news of your favorites, Aljamain Sterling, Aleksei Oleinik, and OMalley. We will take the wraps off for you on their latest statements at UFC 280. Starting with Aljamain Sterling, it's an incredibly wise decision that he made peace with his opponent, Dillashaw. Aljamain Sterling has already accepted that Dillashaw, who has been souped up, will be his opponent at UFC 280. When asked about his thoughts on cheating in mixed martial arts, Aljamain Sterling has never been coy, especially when discussing his upcoming opponent, Dillashaw. After losing by knockout to Henry Cejudo in 2019, Dillashaw, the two-time UFC bantamweight champion, was discovered to be taking recombinant human erythropoietin, also known as EPO. He acknowledged his error. In UFC 280, Sterling is at ease that his opponent is a chemical because he never buys it. In a few sentences, he discusses Dillashaw's past as a top candidate. The only thing I need to worry about so I can keep up with the speed is making sure my cardio is more than exceptional. Sterling believes that Dillashaw might self-destruct and make it even easier night for me if I can get into his thoughts early on. The young lion assures that Dillashaw is now an old lion with the title of bantamweight, which he now does not deserve. Let's see and wait to see what happens between these two. Breaking news about Aleksei Oleinik. One of the oldest UFC fighters is available on our channel. After finishing his most recent contract, Aleksei Oleinik was cut from the UFC roster. Yes, you heard it correctly. The news was confirmed by UFC representatives to MMA Fighting on Monday, 10th October 2022. Oleinik's withdrawal from the roster was initially reported by the UFC Roster Watch account on Twitter. Oleinik's contract is expired, so he is no longer a member of the UFC roster, although the organization is free to re-sign him at any time in the future to a new contract. Until then, we can't see him fighting in the ring for the UFC. Surprisingly professional in the ring, Oleinik never posed a significant threat to the heavyweight title, but he was always able to put on entertaining fights while executing some of the division's most absurd submissions. But hold on, let us reveal another interesting fact about him. Only Oleinik has ever used the Ezekiel choke submission to end a match in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and he did so twice. He won several matches in the UFC, and in fact, Oleinik is presently second in UFC heavyweight history in terms of submission wins. The journey comes to an end after taking so many victories home. We hope so we can see him in the UFC again. Moving towards the last, but the hot topic of the day, OMalley. It is reported on Monday, October 11th, 2022, that at UFC 280, OMalley said they would scratch that title fight before my fight with Petr Yan. Two potentially unofficial tournaments at lightweight and bantamweight will essentially be part of the promotion's significant imminent return to Abu Dhabi. Surprisingly, OMalley takes on former champion Petr Yan in one of the more unexpected matches in search of his biggest career triumph to date. As a 135-pound fighter who entered the octagon through Dana White's Contender Series, Suga has emerged as one of the more promising up-and-coming stars. OMalley has a nearly perfect record thanks to his personality and performances. And if worse came to worst, he wouldn't expect the UFC to remove him from the card if things started to go south. OMalley addressed the main event on his YouTube channel saying, "No, they haven't suggested anything about me becoming a replacement. Still, we never know what might occur." Adding on to the details, he said, "Perhaps Peter and I will have to compete for that position before fighting the man directly after. If I had to guess, I would say that they would cancel the title match before canceling my match." The very confident star OMalley thinks he's a bigger star. His opinions are quite radical, and some people do not like them, so that is just a complete guess. If OMalley defeats Yan, he will move to the top of the list of contenders. The 27-year-old is presently ranked number 10 in the official UFC rankings, while Yan is ranked first. The match will be very interesting between the hero and the starter. We all know that Yan has only lost to two opponents in his career, one of whom was the current champion Aljamain Sterling in two of his most recent 3 matches. It remains to be seen if a Yan victory will actually provide OMalley with a shot at the bantamweight championship in such a competitive class. OMalley declared, "I'm very close to a stage where I'm not going to be anything but a main event." Wow. This dude made the decision to compete in the ring, earn a handsome sum, and use Peter as a stepping stone to success and fame. Comment down below about your opinions on OMalley's success play, and do be sure to click the subscribe button for the top news from MMA Zone. Thanks for watching, and please allow us to biting up your screens again.